What does it mean to be a Christian? Maybe you've asked yourself that question. I mean, isn't it just going to church, reading the Bible, saying prayers, and believing that God loves me? Some of us started seriously asking ourselves that question about 5 years ago as we were starting Relive. We really wanted to know, what does it mean to be a Christian? One thing we kept coming back to was our relation to the neighborhoods around us. It seemed to us that Christ spent a lot of time with the people in his community, getting to know them and helping those in need. One of Jesus' followers summed up our Christian journey by saying this: "We've come to understand and experience love because Jesus gave up his life for us. So we also ought to live sacrificially for others. But if a person has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need, and that person doesn't care, how can God's love be in them?" So, we asked ourselves, what should we be doing? First, we climbed to the top of the church and pulled out our trusty telescope. What we saw was a wake-up call. Everything from unemployment and homelessness to abuse and hunger. We had it all within a short distance of this church. What could we do? One of our first ideas was to start a thrift store known as Relive Thrift. The merchandise would come from church members, and not only would it provide a service to the community, it would enable us to build relationships with people we'd otherwise never meet. We also launched a case management project for dispensing funds to individuals and created a crisis response team. We were a ragtag group without much experience doing this kind of work, but we believed that sharing Christ is less about spreading ideas and words and more about living a life. When we started this ministry, it didn't feel like we were starting a new church program. It felt like we were turning the world upside down. As the project began to grow, University Church leaders decided to combine the church ministries known as Acts with Relive's ministries. We called it UReach. So what now, you ask? What does UReach do? The jobs program became central to UReach because we realized having solid work is vital to stabilizing nearly all aspects of an individual's life. The Burrito Project, Meals on Wheels, and Relive Thrift have become places where people in the jobs program can find temporary work. During that time, they can build a resume, receive education, and begin training that will help them re-enter the workforce. Along with church member donations, ministries like Relive Thrift and the Burrito Project make some of the money needed to keep UReach humming. We rely heavily on volunteers. For example, one church member focuses on job searches. Others volunteer each week by sorting and pricing clothes at Relive Thrift. People help out with everything from tutoring to fundraising to quilting. For people super busy with work, kids, or school, but still want to get involved, UReach also does special events like passing out food at Thanksgiving or assisting with Vacation Bible School held at Relive Thrift, Colton. UReach wants to help bridge the gap between the church and the community. We want to interact with people on a regular basis and speak Jesus into their lives. So what does it mean to be a Christian? UReach is still looking for ways to answer that question. Maybe not so much with words or creeds, but with you.